Can you give me an example of a major change that took place in the Jazz Age?
I would say probably black musicians coming up,
Okay.
and
Keep going.
they're more music, like during the Harlem Renaissance, becoming more popular amongst people.
Women could vote now, and they found a new freedom. So they like had like a new like self freedom. So they like went out and like got jobs after the war ended, because while the war was going on they had to like fill spots and jobs, and like after the war ended they still like wanted to keep these jobs. So
the attitude towards women and like them moving to higher like status as independent people instead of like being dependent on the spouses of the household, they got to experience more freedom, I guess, with the flappers and voting rights of the change of the 1920s.
I think just the music in general, because with big names that like in today's age, like Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, they were a big part in like bringing that whole Harlem Renaissance thing around. And I think that would be like the greatest change, because a lot of African Americans were getting more into music and getting more out there in society. So
What did you learn about why that change occurred and what caused it to happen?
The change with the woman, the change with the women's status and like how they became more independent during that period started because of them gaining the right for voting. Yeah.
I think that it occurred because women, like, from the war, like, they got a chance to have a job and to be, like, in charge of their house and to be in charge of, like, their kids, and that just, like, made them realize, like, how good, like, freedom is, and that made them want to, like, really pursue, like, being free all the time.
mainly because with the 19th Amendment giving women more rights, and with the 1920s women being able to join the workforce and being able to vote, that opened another door for African Americans to be able to progress like the women did and join the workforce.
What helped you to understand the cause and effect relationship to that change?
The pie chart homework we did helped a lot in seeing that, because we had to research the topic and stuff like that, and I think the children's book is also helping us.
How did constructing a children's book help you to think about those changes?
It made me dive deeper into the causes and changes that did happen during the time, so it made us really look back and see what was changing and why.
Well, part of the children's book objective was to make distinct observations on how things have changed between the two ages, and like being able to go through the acronym Persia with like political and economic and all the different factors that play in it, and then like comparing it to how we see things and how things are run now. It's just completely different, but like making that into a book for children to also be able to see the changes was interesting, but at the same time it's kind of like eye-opening for me a little bit.
I think it helped me think about the changes more because we had like the group setting, and we had to like, the point of the book was like comparing like from right now to like then, and like realizing like how much more like less freedom women had back then, but like how big of a change it was for them was just really crazy. So
it made me go like deeper to seeing how it connects with modern ageism and how like it still affects us today, back even though it's like a century ago.